If you're watching this, you're probably wondering if you should buy Robert Lunte's book, The Four Pillars of Singing, and access to his online associated coursework and training at the vocaliststudio.com. I did. It was a wonderful idea. I started the program about 3 months or so ago with more than zero experience singing. I had some church choir background from when I was a kid. And I learned how to access the twang physical mode, which is the main physical mode that most singers use. I had no idea that it was possible for me to gain the strength and the coordination necessary to brighten up, liven up. Really, it's in the past 3 months, it's like just straight up slabs of beef, just piles of steak have just been added to my vocal folds. It's unbelievable what sorts of sounds, to me, it's unbelievable what sorts of sounds I can make, what sorts of artists I can do justice to, who I thought that I would never be able to even come close to those sorts of aesthetics. I think it's worth mentioning that this program is like both the book and the online coursework, which, I mean, dozens and dozens of lessons, maybe hundreds, hours worth of video sprinkled in throughout, little quizzes just tossed in there here and there just to make sure that you're understanding the material. It's like watching a really good movie with a lot of good twists and turns, where you watch it the first time and you think, yeah, that was really good. I think I got it. And then, well, maybe not. You watch it a second time and you catch 3 or 4 things you missed the first time, and it makes it that much more interesting a film, and so on and so forth. Well, I mean, this book and this coursework associated, it's exactly like that. When I first went through it, I hammered through it real fast. In less than a month, I got through all the coursework. And I felt like I got a decent idea of it, but since I'm lucky enough to live in Seattle, so I take private lessons with Robert Lunte. Started off once a week and kind of backed off to about once every other week or so, just for maintenance and growth purposes. But when I first started out, first off, really aggressively attacking the training, I train 20 to 30 minutes a day on average, maybe a little bit more. Most of it just driving in the car because I'm still working on my home studio. The first couple of days, my vocal muscles were so weak that it was hard to talk after proper training. I'm now way past that, and I can sing stuff that used to be super hard for me. I can sing it over and over and over and over again and not get tired. Seriously, it's that intense. I'm almost to the place where I've extended my range by an octave. Almost. I was feeling pretty confident in the G4, G sharp 4 region, and I sustained a pitch of G sharp 5 with a little bit of glottal bleed on an M2, pulling some chest musculature. All track talk that if you buy this, you will understand. It all makes sense. Truly, all does make sense. One of the things I think I like the most about Robert's style is that though he digs really deeply into anatomy and physiology, into phonetics and the understanding of language, he doesn't make it dry and boring. He cuts right to the point. He reminds you all the time about why this specific idea is relevant for the art of singing and for vocal athleticism. I might want to show you here on the side. You can see the white and the red area. The red area, this is nothing but just training routines. Just training routines, training routines, training routines. Tons of different ones from, very beginner level, I just want to be a singer I've never sung before, really, to people that have, performing artists that have issues in their voice that no one else can really address. And we cover everything from the basics of respiration, how to operate the glottis, how to operate the head for resonance, and how to use your mind to actually trigger all of this stuff and coordinate it all, and think the note ahead of time before you sing it and as you sing it. The first part of the book goes into myth busting. I think there are 9 or 10 myths that he busts. Except for a tiny handful of people, most anyone can learn this material and actually get good at it. It just takes time and effort, and understanding the material and being enthusiastic about it, which I was very enthusiastic and still am. It's really fun. It's if you're a musician, you know other instruments. The voice is easier to learn, or has been in my experience, than other instruments, because it's inside your body. So the amount of feedback that you get from it is amazing, compared to, you know, fingers on the keys or fingers on the fretboard. It's a totally different experience, and if anything, it's much more intuitive, especially if you already know what sorts of things you want to do with your voice. I thought I knew what I wanted to do with my voice. And then I started training with Robert Lunte. And truly, I can basically sing anything I want. And I'm not kidding. And maybe I can't really sell it quite yet. You know, I've only been at it for 3 months. But to go from, you know, a little more than beginner level to someone who, I mean, not trying to chuff myself up here, but there are some, you know, performing artists that get paid big money for this sort of thing, that don't have as cool a sounding voice as I do, or most of Robert Lunte's students, which I encourage you very strongly to watch other testimonials if you want, to watch videos of his other students performing, to really see that, I mean, it's no joke. I mean, this stuff is the real deal. It can bring you from wherever you're at to wherever you want to be, period. So, highly encourage you, check it out. It's totally worth the money. I'm super happy I did it. I'm going to continue doing this. This is one of those things I'm going to have for the rest of my life as a fantastic hobby that I can share with folks. So, yeah, take it easy.